At that very moment, the spell in question was spread on Natalie's bed in the Marlin's warm, energy-efficient house back in Millennium Green. Natalie had taken off her glasses to see if the colors would come back. Jo, who had perfectly good eyesight, was turning her head from side to side and squinting. "It's no good. I can't see it," her friend said, finally flickering unruly chestnut bangs from her eyes. "Looks like a dirty old potato chip bag to me." Because of the weather, they were confined to Natalie's bedroom, which was small for two people, especially when one of those people was Jo. As the tallest, strongest girl in their school, Jo was always picked first for all the sports teams. She could have had any friend she liked, but when the school bully Gaz, whose real name was Gerald, only no one dared call him that, had snatched Natalie's glasses off her nose and run around the playground waving them in the air, Jo had knocked him out cold, brought the glasses back to Natalie, and linked arms with her. No one tormented Natalie after that. Even Tim got quiet when Jo was around. Natalie picked at a loose thread in her skirt. She wished she hadn't told her friend about the old man now. People thought she was weird enough, keeping a spider as a pet. They didn't know she only kept Itzy because her dad had forbidden animals in the house. If Jo was to abandon her, she'd have no one. Rain lashed the windows so hard it sounded as if someone were throwing buckets of water against the glass. She scowled at the wrapper. Why on earth had she picked it up in the first place? It had brought her nothing but trouble. Suddenly angry, she crumpled the thing into a ball and threw it at the wall. Jo grinned and rolled onto her stomach, kicking her bare feet in the air. "You're putting me on, Nat, aren't you?" "That's the best yet. Witches in the Millennium Green," she giggled. Natalie blew on her fingers, which had gone unaccountably numb. "I know what I saw, and it looked different earlier. It had a sort of hologram thing on it." She scowled at the wrapper, which had fallen under her desk. "Oh, forget it. It was probably just some Halloween prank." "A bit early," Jo pointed out, still giggling. "Halloween isn't till next weekend. Bet you anything it'll be raining, though. I hate this weather. I'm so bored. I could climb the walls." "Come on, Nat. Where's that new CD of yours?" Natalie hardly heard the music. Her gaze kept straying to the crumpled wrapper. She still half expected it to start glowing as it had in the supermarket, but it remained stubbornly dull. "I lost Itzy," she said in the pause after the first song had finished. "Itzy?" Jo frowned. "You mean your little spider?" Natalie nodded. "He must have escaped when the fireworks went off." "Oh, Nat, I'm sorry. Why didn't you say so before?" Jo's arms went around her. The magazine she'd been reading slipped to the floor. Natalie shrugged her off, embarrassed. "It's no big deal. It was only a spider, and at least he didn't get stomped on this time. I can easily get another one. If I lost Bilbo, I'd kill myself." "No, you wouldn't. Anyway, spiders don't matter as much as dogs." "Yes, they do. Itzy was a pet, and pets are important no matter how small they are." "I lost my mother when I was 3, Natalie said through gritted teeth. "I'm not about to start crying over a stupid spider, am I?" Her gaze strayed to her parents' wedding photograph, which had a special place on her bedside table. Her mother held her father's arms, dark glasses staring sightlessly at the camera. Dad looked young and proud in a handsome gray suit. No beard in those days. At her mother's feet, a large white mutt sat patiently, staring out of the picture, with eyes of liquid amber, eyes that saw his world for his mistress. Except, on that terrible morning, when she had fallen into the river and drowned, Natalie knew Dad blamed the dog. That was why he wouldn't let her have a real pet. But it seemed so unfair. Despite what she said to Jo, her eyes filled. She snatched off her glasses and angrily wiped the tears away. Jo regarded her steadily for a moment, then opened the window and stuck out her head. "Hey, do you think it's stopping?" she said brightly. "We could ride down to the supermarket and see if your new bin's still there. Find out what's really in it." Rain gusted in, soaking Natalie's desk and fluttering the pages of her school books. Glad of the distraction, she jumped off the bed and shut the window. "It's not stopping, silly. It's getting worse. Anyway, Julie would never let me out in this, not after me getting so wet this morning." "All right," Jo said. "Then why don't we go down there when it's dark, if that old man really is a witch or a wizard or whatever? He's more likely to come out at night. You can easily climb out your window onto the shed roof and slide down the drain pipe." Don't be stupid, Joe. Tomorrow morning, then, 6 o'clock sharp. With any luck, the rain will have stopped by then. I'll meet you on the corner, and I'll bring my skates. I want to show you a new trick I taught Bilbo. I know, I'll bring my sister's skates, too. She never uses them, and her feet are about the same size as yours. The parking lot will be deserted at that hour. Lots of space. It'll be fun. Poor Joe was dangerous. You know I can't skate, Natalie said in alarm. It's time you learned then. Don't worry, it's easy. You'll love it. Why can't we just walk? Joe frowned. What's up? You scared or something? That's not like you. Not for skating, Natalie wanted to say, but it was too complicated to explain. She wasn't even sure she knew herself. Nobody gets up at that time on a Sunday, she mumbled instead. Wrong thing to say. Joe's eyes lit up with that gleam she knew all too well. That's why we're going so early, silly. So there won't be anyone around to see us when we climb into your bin. She swung her jacket over one shoulder, giving Natalie a sly look from under her bangs. You'll come, won't you? I'll let you hold Bilbo's leash. Joe knew very well Natalie would never miss a chance to walk a dog, not even a fat, slobbery one like Carter's family's Labrador. But Natalie supposed the supermarket parking lot was tame compared to Unicorn Wood, where last summer they'd lost Bilbo down a badger hole and had to get Mr. Carter up there with a spade to dig him out. All right, she agreed reluctantly. Joe grinned and glanced at the wrapper still crumpled under the desk. Why don't you ask your dad about that thing? He used to sell weird stuff, didn't he? He might know where it came from. I don't think so, Natalie began, but her friend was already letting herself out and didn't hear. Thoughtfully, she retrieved the wrapper and smoothed it on her knee. It had been a long time since she had a decent excuse to talk to her dad.